So I welcome you to this practice, and as you get comfortable in your seat, I welcome you to please close your eyes or lower your eyelids, and we'll begin practice. Please settle in. So a huge part of a yoga practice is relating to and coming into a conversation with your own inner body and feeling into the internal part of yourself. We're often so focused externally that taking the time for an hour and a half in each day or each time we practice to really relate to the inner body is precious and of huge benefit. So take a few moments, right, in this time to feel your inner body. Feel the settling into your sits bones and legs and a sense of heaviness in the pelvis. The large bones and muscles of the legs and the pelvis settling down towards the earth. And then from here, notice your spine. Send your tailbone downwards towards the earth. You can even envision roots growing down from your sits bones and your tailbone into the earth. And then from there you can breathe a sense of lightness up your spine and out the crown of your head as you reach up like a beautiful plant or flower or tree towards the sky. And then notice your breath. Deep breaths in and longer breaths out. Coming more and more into contact with the dynamic flow within. And lower your shoulders away from your ears. Consciously let go of tension as best you can in this moment that might be held in the neck and the shoulders. Staying with your breath. Envision yourself as spacious within. And from this spaciousness, notice if there's an intention to guide you through your practice. And whether there is or whether there isn't, that's fine. Let's practice a few rounds, if you will, of metta. Let's practice for ourselves first, then for another, and then for all. May I be peaceful and happy. May I be healthy and strong. May I be safe and protected. May I be filled with loving kindness and forgiveness. May I live and practice with ease and grace. May you be peaceful and happy. May you be healthy and strong. May you be safe and protected. May you be filled with loving kindness and forgiveness. And may you live and practice with ease and grace. May we be peaceful and happy. May we be healthy and strong. May we be safe and protected. May we be filled with loving kindness and forgiveness. May we live and practice with ease and grace. And then bringing hands together in front of your heart, prayer hands, Anjali Mudra, let's chant one Om. Om. Invigorating the parasympathetic nervous system. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Another breath in and let that one go. And then inhale and we'll begin. And release your hands to your legs or your lap. And lift your eyelids. Let the vision return with ease. Pardon me. Lengthen your spine. Draw your belly in. Sit up tall. And lower your chin towards your sternum. And then rotate your right ear towards your right shoulder. Lengthen through your left neck and shoulder. And down and around, nice and slow. Letting the fascia release as you go. Take it from one side to the other with your breath. Nice and slow movements, letting the fascia warm and release. Being kind and loving to yourself. With the breath. And then return to center and bring your head back to neutral. And then we'll turn and look over the right shoulder, keeping the shoulders stable and in place. Again, with your breath, turn slowly. Remember that fascia, all your connective tissue, really appreciates slow movements while it's warming up. Take it nice and slow. Shoulders stationary. With the breath. Releasing the jaws, the face, the eyes. And then after your next cycle, come back to center. Take the arms out to the sides and hug the shoulder blades towards one another. Turn your palms to the sky and inhale, press them up. Reach long through the fingertips and the side bodies. And then exhale, flipping them the other direction. Press down. Hug the muscles to the bones. Inhale, press up. Slow and steady. Exhale, Flip the palms, press down and hug the shoulder blades towards one another. Inhale, press up. Exhale, palms forward, press it down. Hug the shoulder blades in and feel that stretch across the pectorals. Inhale, press up this time. Exhale, pinkies forward, thumbs back. Hug those shoulder blades towards one another as though you're squeezing a pencil. Inhale, press back up. Exhale, flip the palms and press down, hugging the muscles to the bones in the arms. One more time, inhale up, press them up. Exhale, palms forward, press it down. Inhale up, and again, pinkies forward, thumbs back, press it back, open through the pectorals. Inhale up, and this time exhale, Anjali Mudra. Press the hands together, broaden through the front body, the pectorals, lengthen the neck, hug those shoulder blades towards one another, draw the belly in, and then exhale, release. Good. Take your hands to your shoulders and then windmill your hands and shoulders. It doesn't have to be fast. Take it slow. Remember about the fascia. Pardon me. And then other direction. Just feeling the range of motion. So sorry. And then pause. And then let's take the fingers and intertwine them and just lubricate and wake up the wrists and fingers. And then expand into the elbows. Nice and fluid. And then all the way up, the whole arm, fingers, hands, and shoulders. Good. And then bring it in. Then maybe a little shake out. Let it go. Let's take the arms out to either side. And again, open through the pectorals. Feel that stretch through the arm lines. Inhale, bring the right arm under and cross the arms. And again, you can press the palms together or the backs of the hands together, or maybe even hook the baby finger with the thumb. Whatever feels best in this moment. May be different than last time. Take a breath in to lift the arms and breathe into the back ribs, under where the scapula, your shoulder blades live. And then exhaling, lower down, slow, and open the arms out. Inhale again, reach them up. Breathe into the back body. Exhale, lower down, nice and slow, open up. Only go to where it feels beneficial. Inhale one more time. Reach the fingertips towards the sky. Expand broad through the back body. Exhale, lower down, slow and easy, and then release the arms out to the side. Take a breath here. Let it go. Next inhalation, other arm comes underneath. Maybe it's different on this side. Maybe this side, the backs of the hands come together. Whatever feels right in your body, listen to that and take a breath in as you lift up, breathing into the sensation, into the back body, and then exhale, lower down, nice and slow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. And one more time. Inhale, reach up, open through the back body. Exhale, lower down. And release. Circle the shoulders nice and slow. Feel your range of motion. What's going on in this moment, and then go the other direction as well. Perfect. Let's come to all fours. We'll do some cat-cows or upward downward cat. And then come back to our seats. Let's lubricate the back body, the spine, and warm it up. So hands under shoulders, fingers spread wide. And you can always, if there's discomfort in the wrists, you can bring a block and hang your thumbs over the block. It's fine to do that. Whatever feels appropriate, listen to that. Line yourself up. Press into the fingertips and the pads behind the fingers. And then please take a breath in, toes turned under, and lift the tailbone towards the sky. Broaden through the front body. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Keep the neck long. Exhale. Press the tops of the feet into the mat and the back body up towards the sky. Take it slow. On your next inhalation, toes turn under, tailbone tips up, neck reaches long, heart reaches down and opens up. Exhale, other way. Press away, look towards the navel center. Inhale, take it slow. Again, we're unwrapping the back body, letting it open up on its own terms. Nice and slow movements. Conscious cat-cow. Moving with long breath cycles. And maybe you begin to feel some space opening up through the back body. And as you come into upward cat or cow pose, maybe you feel a little bit more expansive through the heart. And we'll take one more full cycle in both directions. And then come back to neutral and back to your seat on the mat. For Navasana, boat pose. And as you reach your seat, take your feet out in front of you, and as always, find that sweet spot on your sits bones. So this will engage the core and the lower back, the heart, and the upper back as well. Once you've arrived here, make sure your feet are hip-width distance apart, second toe facing away from you. And do your best to root into your feet, even here. Draw the belly in, lift the heart, and bring the shoulder blades onto the back. Hug your thighs with your hands, and we're going to come forward to begin. Taking a breath in to lengthen and lift up. And as you exhale, take it slow. Draw the inner groins back. Draw the belly back. Unwrap yourself, your back, feel your lower back. Breathe here, take a few breath cycles. Do your best to keep your Shoulder blades drawing towards one another on your back. Breathe into the space across the back of your pelvis. Do your best to keep your knees in alignment with your hips, and then take a breath in, nice and slow, and lengthen back up. We'll take it again. Inhaling, lengthen, draw the belly in, lift the heart. Exhale, extend all the way from the hip crease, sending your tailbone back behind you, and then maybe wrapping your arms around your thighs. Maybe not. Keep your gaze towards the mat. So your spine is long, your neck is long, your head is extending like a beautiful stem or tree all the way up from the base of your spine. And then inhale, slowly come back up. One more time. Lift the heart, draw the shoulder blades towards one another, draw the belly in, extend long as you breathe in, and exhale, reach long over your thighs, over the earth, over the mat, coming down slowly. And notice what you feel across the back of your pelvis. Does it feel the same as when you began? Maybe a little different, maybe a little more spacious. And then inhale, slowly, 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 come back up. Once again, draw the navel towards the spine, and your choice where you place your feet. Bring them in a little bit more. Make sure you don't hit the wall behind you. Extend long, draw the belly in. Maybe your toes touch the mat, maybe your feet remain on the mat, or even your heels, whatever feels best today in your practice. Lean back and lift your heart. Connect with your core. Connect with your inner thighs. Perhaps you stay right here. Or maybe you lift your arms. Turn the palms towards the sky. Lift your heart just a little more and extend long through the crown of your head. Option to stay here. Perhaps you lift your legs. Whew. Maybe, maybe not. What's accessible in today's practice? It's always different each day. And then lower down. Take a couple breaths. We'll practice that once more. Starting with a lifted heart, draw the belly in, and again, connect with the core. Make sure you are grounded into those sits bones, and from here, choose an option. Stay where you are or lift your arms, lift your heart, extend through the crown of your head, maybe lifting your feet. Breathe. And then lower down or come back up. Good. From here we're going to move on, extending the legs out in front, hug the muscles to the bones, and inner rotate at the head of the thigh bones. So the hamstrings are connected to the base of the pelvis. So the thighs are, or the legs are almost an extension of the spine, you might say, or think. So with that in mind, lengthening through the hamstrings benefits the back, the lower back. Lift the toes towards the sky and press out through the soles of your feet. Hug the muscles to the bones and stay here. Breathe for a few moments in staff pose, drawing the belly in. Draw that inner core all the way in from the soles of your feet all the way up to the place right behind your eyebrows. Your deep front line of fascia engage. Take a breath in, lengthen, and as you exhale, hinge at the hip. Let your hands travel down your legs, extend the spine long. Upper thighs inner rotating, drawing the belly in, the inner groins in and back towards the back of the pelvis. Stay here for a few breaths. Expand through the collarbones. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another on the back. Draw the belly in. Breathe. Maybe the sensations begin to emerge through the hamstrings and the calves as they warm and moisten, allowing a little more movement, deepening in a little more space and freedom. Draw the baby toes towards their respective shoulders as you press out through the big toe pad. Staying long through the spine, and then inhale. Draw the belly in, connect with your core as you lift back up. Beautiful. Let's take a twist, and there are options here. So we can come into a twist in Marichianasana this way, or you might want to cross a leg over. Maybe for this practice you take your left leg back and hug the heel right around towards your outer hip, your right hip. I'm going to practice this way. So your choice. This way, this way, this way. You choose what feels good in your body this morning. Hug your upper knee towards you if your knee is lifted. Press the big toe pad of your right foot into the mat. Take a breath in and lengthen. And as you exhale, twist to the right, bringing your right fingertips behind you. And your choice, you can look right out in front of you or turn to look over the back shoulder. If you're practicing as I am, then please keep your feet active. The big toe pad of your right foot pressing into the mat and the left ankle and foot dorsiflexed, protecting the ligamentation as we practice. Option to take the left arm and bring it around, elbow in front of the thigh. Taking a breath in to lengthen the spine and drawing the belly in as you exhale. Always noting that the opposite lower belly of the direction you're twisting can assist as you draw it in and back. Inhaling to lengthen, exhaling to deepen in, drawing the belly in. Lower the shoulders away from the ears and soften the jaw. And on your next breath in, as you grow the spine long, we'll come back to center. Lengthening the spine once again. Take a breath cycle here. Keep the neck long and the ears drawing back towards the shoulders. On your next inhalation, send the legs out long in front of you and give them a little shake. Perfect. Let's take it to the other side. So again, choices, options, and I'll take it this way. So hug your upper knee towards you. Sit up tall. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another and flex this foot if you've got it wrapped around. Keep it dorsiflex to protect the ligamentation in the ankle. Then press the big toe pad of your left foot into the mat best you can. Take a breath in, lengthen the spine, open the heart, and as you exhale, take your left hand behind you, wrapping that shoulder blade around and back, lengthen the neck, and breathe. Turning your head to look over the back shoulder is an option. Keep the feet and the legs active. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, draw the belly in, especially on the opposite side of the twist. We're twisting to the left, so draw the right lower belly in. And again, option to take your arm, your elbow in front of the knee, if that's accessible and if it feels good. Stay long. Enjoy your breath and lower the shoulders away from the ears. Lengthen through the crown of the head and draw the ears back. Couple more breaths here. Looking good. Take a final breath in, draw the spine long, and as you exhale, return to center. And once again, send your legs out long in front of you and give them a shake. Good. Bring your feet together now in front of you. Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. And you can take your hands to your ankles or maybe to your shins and make a little bit bigger diamond so their heels are not right up against, but there's space. And then extend long from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Draw the belly in, and we're going to hinge at the hip and keeping the spine long, come forward. Getting the hip flexors. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, hinge forward, opening the knees, perhaps if that's more accessible. Maybe the feet open up like a book, maybe they don't. Whatever feels right in your body. Perhaps you press your elbows into your thighs. Keep your gaze towards the earth and breathe into the stretch. Feel those external hip flexors, drawing the belly in. Inhale, come back up, lengthen. Ground into your sits bones, lift your heart, draw the belly in. Shoulder blades drawing towards one another on the back. Good. Inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips, stay long through the spine. Come forward again. Pressing the elbows into the thighs is an option. Breathe. Long spine, don't hunch, please. And then inhale, lengthen and come back up. Reset. Draw the shoulder blades towards one another. Lift the heart. Draw the belly in. We'll take it one more time. Inhale to grow long. And then exhale, hinge and fold forward. Stay long from the tailbone through the crown of the head. Breathe into sensations. Next breath in, lengthen the spine and come back up. Good. Take your hands behind your knees, help them up, and then you can heel toe your feet, widen them out, and we're going to press up into what I call froggy pose. And stay long in your spine and just kind of work out your hips a little bit. Stay long and begin to heel toe your feet out a little wider. Supporting yourself with your hands. Perhaps you bring a block to sit on, or maybe you come into Malasana, garland pose, like this without the block. Inner thigh stretch here, groins, adductors, inner hip flexors. Keep the spine long. Breathe, and if you find yourself hunching over, a block might be a good idea. Draw the belly in. Do your best to widen through the collarbones. Lengthen through the crown of your head and breathe. Feel the spaciousness in your pelvis, hips, and thighs. A couple more breaths here. Ujjayi breath, very helpful. Deep breaths in through the nose, constricting through the throat, and long breaths out through the nose. Ocean breath. And then lowering your hands to the mat, begin to press up, orienting towards, and walk your feet towards one another, heel toeing in, orienting towards Uttanasana, forward fold. Perhaps finding your blocks here, if that's beneficial. And maybe you bend your knees for your first Uttanasana. That can be wonderful. And placing your hands either on the floor or on your blocks. Again, breathe into the back body. Do your best to keep your feet under your knees, under your hips, and the knees facing forward, like two headlights. Then from here, place your hands on your hips, and with the strength of your legs, lift up. Come to standing. You can come to the front of your mat and move your blanket off your mat. Once you've arrived in Tadasana, again, take a look at your feet. Make sure they're right under the hip sockets, and the second toe is facing forward. Draw the belly in, lengthen the spine, draw the shoulder blades towards one another on the back, and lengthen through the fingertips, palms facing forward. Take a moment to lift your toes, pressing into the big toe pad, the outer heel, the baby toe pad, the inner heel. Lift your arches. And then lowering the toes to the mat, press the feet away from one another, isometrically. Feel the energy as it travels up your legs into the pelvis, drawing the belly in, tailbone lowers, not tucks, just simply lowers towards the earth, drawing the belly in, tucking the lower ribs, lift the heart. Send the shoulder blades towards the hips, the shoulders away from the ears, and then draw the ears back. Lengthen through the crown of the head and feel the stability of the pose, the asana, Tadasana, mountain pose. Connect with your breath. And let's practice Surya Namaskar, sun salutation, saluting to the sun. On an inhalation, please bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, broadening through the collarbones. Let that breath go, and on your next inhalation, Press those hands together, lengthen through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, release your hands to your sides once again. Inhale, lengthen up, fingertips rise to the sky. Exhaling, we hinge at the hips and float down. Maybe with a micro bend in the knees, maybe with long extended legs. Inhale, come halfway up, draw the belly in, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow. Inhale, lengthen the spine, head lift. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs. Exhale, bow to those legs. Internally rotate the head of the thigh bones. Inhale, grow long, head lift, draw the belly in. Exhale, bow. We'll come up now, inhaling to send the arms out to either side. Lengthen the spine, come over the earth. And on your next inhalation, root through the soles of your feet, and with the strength of your legs, come up. Fingertips lifted high to the sky. Exhale, Anjali Mudra. One more time, half Surya Namaskar. Inhale, press hands, shoulder blades broaden across the back. Exhale, release. Open through the collarbones. Inhale, sweep the fingertips up to the sky. They touch overhead. Exhale, extend long over the earth, hinging at the hips. Uttanasana, forward fold. Maybe the legs feel even longer. Inhale, lengthen, draw the belly in. Exhale, bow to the legs. Hug the muscles to the bones. Inhale, lengthen. Press into all four corners of the feet. Exhale, bow. One more head lift. Inhale, lengthen over the earth. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Bow to the legs. Let's take the arms behind us and interlink the fingers, keeping the hips stacked over the ankles best you can. Wrap the shoulder blades onto the back body and lift the arms towards the sky. Open through the pectorals. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs. Soften through the face. And on your next inhalation, root through the soles of your feet. And again, with the strength of your legs, jackknife up. Press the backs of the hands towards the earth. Open through the scalenes, through the pectorals, through the collarbones. Breathe in. And as you exhale, release your hands and let them float up to the sky, reaching long through the fingertips. Draw the belly in. Lift your heart, perhaps taking a small thoracic back bend. And then exhale, Anjali Mudra. And we'll add on now. Inhale, press hands. Exhale, release. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hinge and float down, Uttanasana. Lift the hips high to the sky. Inhale, head lift. Exhale, fold. Adding on, inhale, bend the knees, place your blocks alongside your feet or your hands to the mat, and exhale, send your right leg back behind you. Take a look at that front foot, the knee. Make sure the knee is just over the ankle foot. Inhale here, lengthen, press out through the back heel. Take your right hand in the center of the mat or on the block, your left hand to your hip, and twist, drawing the left shoulder blade onto your back, lengthening through the crown of your head. Option to take that left arm out, lengthen through the fingertips, and then lift it up to the sky. Breathe here. Enjoy your breath. Stacking the shoulders over one over the other. Inhale here. Exhale, come back down. From here, take your blocks out to the side and step your left foot back, coming into plank pose. Press out through the heels, draw the tailbone towards the heels. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down, either by bringing your knees to the mat or using the strength in your arms. We'll take cobra pose. Draw the heels of your hands to that bro line. Press the toes, the tops of the toes into the mat. Loop the shoulder blades onto your back. And on your next breath in, as you draw the pubic bone towards the navel center, come up, cobra pose. Inhale, exhale, lower down. Turn your toes under, and on your next inhalation, you can come up through table or bring your hips up to the sky directly into downward facing dog. Root into your thumbs and your index finger. Lift your hip crease high to the sky. Send your tailbone and your sits bones up to the sky. Breathe here, draw the belly in. Externally rotate the head of the arm bones and internally rotate the head of the thigh bones. Press the hips back, lift out of the wrists, out of the shoulders. Breathe here. And then bend your knees, look to the front of the mat, and step up. Finding your blocks, if you're enjoying your blocks, or the mat, or your shins. And take a look at your feet, bring them right under your hip sockets. Take another breath cycle here. Maybe you microbend or bend a little more into your knees, whatever feels right in your body. And then take your hands to your hips, root into all four corners of both feet. Hug the muscles to the bones in your legs. Draw the belly in and lift up. Take your arms to either side. Take a few breaths here, maybe closing your eyes. Coming inside. Feeling the internal body, the inner body. Introspection. Breathe. Feel the heartbeat, the breath. And the coursing of energy through your body. Take a couple more breaths here before we move to the other side. Lowering the shoulders away from the ears. Feeling grounded through the soles of your feet and connected. Good, and then please bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra, and we'll practice Surya Namaskar on the other side. As you inhale, press hands, shoulder blades hugging in. Exhale, release, lift the heart, lengthen through the tailbone, the crown of the head. Inhale, sweep the arms up to the sky, reach through the fingertips, saluting the sun. Exhale, hinge at the hips and float down. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen and come halfway up. Hug the muscles to the bones and the legs. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep the legs active. Inhale one more time. Head lift, long spine. Exhale, bow to the legs. Inhale, bend your knees. We'll add on, place the blocks. This time we'll send the left leg back. Pressing out through that back heel, hug the muscles to the bones in the legs. Lengthen through the crown of your head. And inner rotate the back thigh, outer rotate the front thigh. Keeping that, bring your hand to the mat or the block. Take your right hand to your right hip and twist. Keep pressing out through that back heel. Stacking the shoulders, take your right arm out as an option and then lift it up to the sky. Breathe into the twist, reaching long through the fingertips. Breathe here. Inhale, exhale, come back, framing your front foot with the blocks or your fingertips. If you're using blocks, take them out to the sides. Frame your front foot with your fingers and step back. Again, plank pose. Hands and wrists under shoulders. Press out through the heels. Firm the muscles to the bones in your legs. Draw the belly in. Send your tailbone towards your heels and broaden through the collarbones. Good. Breathe. Inhale here. Exhale, lower down, bringing your knees to the mat or using the strength in your arms. We'll take Salambhasana, locust pose. Here, keeping your forehead oriented towards the earth, bring your hands alongside your side bodies, alongside your thighs, thumbs facing down. Then draw the pubic bone towards the navel center. Set yourself up here. Send the tailbone towards the heels as you press the tops of your feet into the mat. Circle the shoulder blades onto your back. And from here, keeping all of that, lift the heart, the shoulders up off the mat. Option to lift the fingers, send the fingers long behind you, thumbs facing down. Option to find your hands behind your back and press them out as you link the fingers together. An option to lift the legs. And breathe. Feel the breath in the body. The movement in the body. One more breath cycle. And as you lower down, bring your hands to the mat and rest your forehead on your hands. Take a few breaths here. Feeling the breath, feeling the heartbeat in your body. Taking time to feel what's within. Perhaps bringing to awareness that guiding intention for your practice. And then please bring your hands under your shoulders and we're going to press back into child's pose. So coming through table, you can bring your knees under your hips, big toes come together, and then draw your hips back again towards your heels, keeping your spine long. So we want to open up the back of the pelvis where the sacrum lives, drawing the inner groins in and back and then lowering down. Take it slow. Opening up the spine again. The spinal erector muscles, all the small muscles and the larger muscles along the back body. As you lower down, bringing the forehead perhaps to the mat, a blanket or a block. Breathe into the back body. Breathe into the space of the sacrum. And into the space of the kidneys. Keep your arm bones lengthened and lifted up off the mat, pressing into the fingertips and the pads behind the fingers. Draw the shoulder blades down the back, and please also breathe into the space behind the heart. Expanding the ribs circumferentially in all 360 degrees. Enjoy the spaciousness in your body. And then please bring your hands under your shoulders. Press up. Come to table pose. Turn your toes under and lift back up, downward facing dog. And you can pedal out your legs if that feels good. Please press your hips up and back, out of your hands, reaching long through the heels, extending through the calves and the hamstrings. And notice your ankles. If they tend to roll in, bring them symmetrical so your ankle bones surround your ankle joint evenly. Draw the belly in and back. Extend long from the palms of your hands all the way up through your sits bones and your tailbone. And then bend your knees, look to the front of your mat, and once again, step up. Find your blocks, perhaps, or come to your Uttanasana, your forward fold. Do your best to even your weight through your feet so your hips can remain over your ankles. Dangle your head, maybe shake it yes and no. And then placing your hands at your hips, draw your belly in and come parallel through your torso, parallel to the earth. Rooting through your feet, hug the muscles to the bones in your legs, firm them in, and then inhale, lift up. Send your arms to either side, Tadasana. Perhaps again closing your eyes and feeling the truth of what just simply is in your body in this moment. As you breathe in and out. Stacking your ears over your shoulders, over your hips, over your knees, over your ankles. Tadasana, mountain pose. Beautiful, beautiful everyone. Wonderful. Let's take a couple standing poses. Taking a wide stance on your mat. Please do bring a block. We'll take Virabhadrasana 2 and Trikonasana, triangle pose. So taking a nice wide stance on your mat. Make sure your feet are lined up and parallel to the short edges ends, of your mat. Set up for success, however that is in this moment. Hugging the muscles to the bones in your legs. Lift your heart and send your fingertips to either side. Send your tailbone down towards the earth, drawing the belly in. And then go ahead and send your right toes towards the front of the mat. Firm the muscles to the bones in the legs. And on your next inhalation, send your arms out to either side. Hug the muscles to the bones, firming your triceps up to the bones, lengthening through the fingertips. Inhale, and as you exhale, bend your right knee right over the ankle foot. Make sure that the knee does not rotate inward, pressing into all four corners of that foot and the outer edge of your back foot. Inhale and exhale, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another. And a couple breaths here. Keep hugging those triceps up to the bones and then sending the fingertips to the sky. Press out through the palms. And then send the palms towards the earth. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs, outer rotating the back thigh, and you can experiment with an inner or an outer rotation on your back thigh. See which feels best as you send your fingertips out long once again. Inhale here, and then exhale, lengthen the leg, lower the arms. Taking your hands to your hip points, lengthen through the side bodies and the spine, sending the tailbone towards the earth. We'll take Trikonasana. So remember, we hinge at the front hip and then send the tailbone towards the back heel. And then dipping more into that hinge, pressing into all four corners of both feet. Reach through the crown of your head towards the other side of the room. And then, if it feels good in your body, take your arms out long and lower your right hand to your block. Lift your left hand to the sky and stack your shoulders, bringing your heart to face the long edge of your mat. Again, lifting the inner ankle of your back leg, pressing into the knife edge of that foot. Good. Couple more breaths here. Feel those fibers as they lengthen through your extended legs. Good. A couple more breaths here. Keep the side bodies long and the shoulders over one another best you can. Good, and then firming into all four corners of both feet, take a breath in and lift back up. Good. Bend your front knee and pivot that foot. If you're using a block, bring it to the other side. And once again, broad stance on the mat, hug the muscles to the bones and the legs, draw the belly in, tailbone drops down towards the earth, and then pivot that front, this time your left foot, so it's parallel with the long edges of the mat. Take a look to make sure the heel of your left foot bisects your right arch. Firming the muscles to the bones once again, take a breath in, set the arms out to either side. Inhale here, exhale, bend the front knee. Take a look at the knee. Make sure it's just over the ankle foot. You want to protect your knees by keeping them well aligned. Hug the shoulder blades onto the back and towards one another, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot. Lift the inner ankle. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs. Draw the muscles in the arms towards the bones as well. Couple breaths here. Send the fingertips up to the sky. Press out through the palms. Then send them down and press out through the back of the wrists. Hug that left hip under, outer rotating that thigh. Lift the fingertips back out. Reach long through the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. Release the pose. Lengthen the leg. Lower the arms. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. Hug the muscles to the bones in the legs. Draw the belly in. Bring your hands to your hips. Press into all four corners of both feet. Connect. We'll hinge at the front hip with a breath in. Exhale, hinge. Send the tailbone towards your back heel. Lengthen over your front leg. And then this time, if you want to reach for your block with your left hand, and then rotate so that both shoulders are stacked. And here you can either keep your hand at your hip if that feels best. Listen to your body. Maybe you lengthen your right arm over your back hip and then bring it up, or not. Whatever feels appropriate as you practice. Keep hugging the muscles to the bones, tucking the front hip under, and sending your tailbone back towards your back heel. Couple more breaths here. Hugging the muscles to the bones in the legs. And on your next inhalation, root through both feet, press up. Good. Pivot the front foot. And then heel toe, both feet in. Come back to Tadasana. And let's come back onto the mat. And let's come onto our backs. Bring a block with you. And as you arrive on your back, bring your feet to the mat. And constructive rest pose. Feet hip-width distance apart. Feet and knees hip-width distance apart. And then find your block. We're going to take a breath in and lift the hips up and scoot the block underneath your sacrum at either the first or the second setting. And you can remain here in this rather restorative pose, supported bridge, or if it feels good in your body, extend your legs out long. Make sure that the block is right under your sacrum. I like to keep my feet active. And maybe 35% or so of muscle energy in the legs and feet. Doing your best to keep your toes turned towards the sky. Really extending through these deep muscles along the inner core and the front body. Or you can remain in bridge pose, whichever feels best, maybe some of both. Noticing your breath. Perhaps closing your eyes and feeling the inner body and the breath. Long, slow breaths in and out. And wherever you've chosen, let's all come back to supported bridge. And if it feels good in your body, lift your legs to the sky for supported shoulder stand. Reach through the toe tips. Keep some muscle energy in the legs and the feet and the toes. Feel the result, the sensation of gravity in your body, the flow of circulation towards your heart, your brain, your upper body. And if it feels good in your body, you can take your legs out, flex your feet and hug the muscles to the bones in your legs to support your musculature, your ligaments, your fascia. Press out through the soles of your feet if you've chosen this pose. Active legs, active feet. And then bring your feet back up to the sky. And flex them. Dorsiflex your feet, point your toes, dorsiflex, point. Nice and slow. Rotate the ankles, both directions. And then coming to stillness, again reaching out through the toes, firm muscles, hugging in. Begin to orient towards lowering the legs, hugging the muscles to the bones in the legs, lower down slowly. Finding the mat with the soles of both feet, and then maybe walking the heels in so they brush the tips of your fingertips. Draw both toes towards the foot of your mat, pressing into all four corners. We'll press in, lifting the hips slightly to scoot the block out, and then roll down one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow, bringing attention to lengthening the tailbone towards the foot of your mat as you find the earth through your pelvis and hips. Keep your tailbone rooted down towards the mat as you draw one knee at a time in towards your chest, letting your hands and arms rest on your shins. Let the thigh bones lower down on their own, keeping both feet active. Relax your shoulders, your face, your neck. Once you recognize your thighs have made their journey, they've completed their journey, place your hands on your knees and circle them. going both directions. Nice massage for the sacrum. And then lower your feet to the mat. We'll take a twist. Cross your right leg over your left. And then heel toe your left foot to the left. Lift your hips to the left. Open your arms into a T. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, send the knees to the right. And if it feels good in your body, look to the left. Option to place a block under your knees. It's always good to listen to your body. If a block sounds good, please use the block. Do your best to let both shoulders rest on the mat. And then please invite the breath into the left armpit, filling the lung, the ribs, the side waist, and the hip. And then as you exhale, let that breath go all the way down and out the hip. Release the energy. Let it go. Big stretch through the outer hip flexors. The hips, the side waist. On your next inhalation, press the arms into the earth, draw the belly in, and with the strength of your legs, lift them back up. Head comes back to center, uncross your legs. Lift your hips back to center. Reset. And then we'll take the other side, inhaling to cross your left leg over the right. Heel toe the foot to the right side of the mat and lift the hips to the right. Send your knees to the left as you look over towards your right fingertips, if that feels accessible. Again, use a block or a rolled blanket under your knees if that feels good. Always listening to your body. And then we'll invite the breath in to the right armpit, the right lobe of the lung, the ribs, the side waist, even the hip. And then release that breath, let it go all the way down, out the hip, out the knees, letting everything that's held there that wants to release, letting it go. And relax your shoulders and your jaw, your face, your eyes. Breathe. Noticing what's going on the inside. And then again, orienting towards movement. Take a breath in, pressing the arms into the earth, draw the belly in, and use the strength of your legs to lift them back up. Uncross your legs and lift your hips back to center. Reset and draw the knees one at a time in towards your chest. Maybe you rock from side to side. Keep your feet active. And release your shoulders, your neck, and your jaw. Flex your feet. Take a breath in and lift your head towards your knees. Hug in if that feels good. Just an option. And as you exhale, lower your feet to the mat and expand out into Shavasana, creating space in between your legs, in between your arms and your side bodies. Draw the shoulder blades under your back. Maybe you bring a blanket roll under your knees or cover yourself with a blanket. Listening to your body for what feels good as you come into this very important pose, Shavasana, your final resting pose where all that you've practiced can settle in cellularly and be integrated into your body, into your energy system, giving you all the benefits of your practice. Take these moments to support yourself, your own body, your mind, your spirit, maintaining and reaching into the full benefits of the practice. Closing your eyes, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, send that breath all the way down and out like a wave, reaching the soles of your feet. And another deep breath in. And as you exhale, let that breath go slowly all the way down and out the soles of your feet. Surrendering into your back body where your body touches the earth. Your grounding points. Softening into those. As you breathe, feel your bones grow heavy. Sinking down. Into the earth. Feeling the flow of the breath in the body. Begin to notice the muscles as they soften and release. Spreading wide with their release, softening all around you. And then in deepest surrender, feel your skin as it melts down into the earth. Letting go. And fully allowing your practice to sink into your own being. In ways that are beyond knowing, all of your cells, the fabric of your being, to drink it all up. And then coming again to the breath in the body, feeling the rise and the fall of your belly and your chest, the sweetness of breath. Begin to once again feel those grounding points where your back body touches the surface beneath you. Orienting now more and more into the body, begin to feel your fingertips and your toe tips. And maybe rubbing the fingerprint of your thumb to your fingertips. And wiggling the fingers, rotating the wrists and the ankles. And expanding into a full body stretch. Lifting your arms overhead, point your toes, take a deep breath in and enjoy your body. And then let that breath go. Perhaps another one like that, if it feels good. Or any movement that feels good in your body before rolling to your right side. And enjoying a few breaths there. And then pressing up, using your breath to assist as you use your hands and arms to press up. Come to a seat again on your mat, on your blanket. And take a moment just to notice one another, our connection to one another and ourselves, and the beauty of sharing even this as we practice. So precious. And then with a bow to your own heart, your heart who guided you to your mat this morning with gratitude for your heart, gratitude for one another, gratitude for all the teachings and practices that guide us on our paths, gratitude for our ancestors and all those who made this possible, and gratitude for this moment of life that we are so blessed to have and to experience. Please join me in sending out just one little bit of metta into this world we live upon, into this universe we inhabit. May all beings be happy and at peace. May all beings be healthy and strong. May all beings be safe and protected from all the harms, inner and outer. May all beings be filled with love, kindness, and forgiveness. And may all beings live with ease and grace all the days of their lives. And let's close our practice with one Om. We'll simply inhale and begin. Om. Thank you for your practice. Namaste.